What's up, guys? KD3 here. Today, I'm going to show you how to master Theurgy.
With my vision, I'll guide you all to victory. Sounds great!
Now, what is Theurgy? Theurgy is a superpowered attack that the party members can unlock under certain conditions. Now, this isn't a guide for the more experienced players who have already gotten the hang of Theurgy. This is for more the new players that, you know, just got into Persona. This is their first game, or maybe you just don't really get how to use other people's Theurgies. Plus, I need to get the achievement for using every party member's Theurgy anyway, so making this video was the perfect excuse to showcase how their Theurgies work. So, like you see, if you look next to the character's portrait, you can see their Theurgy gauges. You can see Yukari is almost ready to go, but the others, they're kind of fresh, you know. They still have some building to do. So I'm going to show you how to build each character's Theurgy gauge. So I'm going to show you from the menu. You can go to stats, go to the party member, then press L2 to go to Theurgy. So for the main character, you just have to summon personas to boost his Theurgy. For Yukari, she needs to heal other party members. For Junpei, he has to land critical hits. We're gonna go to Tartarus.
Yes. Okay, let's get to it.
So I'm gonna showcase when each character's Theurgy builds. Alright, so we found a shadow right here. It's scared, but it'll have to do. Alright. So as you can see, when I summoned my persona, the main character's Theurgy gauge went up a little bit. So I just have to keep summoning my persona. I don't know if switching personas influences or not. That was something I've always been confused about. I don't think it does, because it literally just says you have to summon a persona. It doesn't say you need to. It doesn't say that you need to swap between them. Yeah, as you can see, the Theurgy gauge is constantly going up. So because of the boost, so I got a boost from the fortune teller before I got here. So that's why it's going up much faster than it normally would. So if you want your Theurgy gauge to go up fast, make sure you get that fortune from the fortune teller in Club Escapade. And I think that should be enough to, yep, it maxed out my Theurgy. So let's hit the Theurgy. So I'm not going to showcase the other Theurgies just to avoid spoiling things for people who, you know, don't want to be spoiled by Theurgies. But if you want a guide on how to unlock every Theurgy for the main character, I have a guide, so you can check that out. But for now, we'll just cast Cadenza, because that's the one you start with. Alright. Actually, alright, let's start boosting Junpei's Theurgy now. But for Junpei, you have to hit enemies with crits in order to boost his Theurgy gauge. So let's get to working on that. I'm gonna guard. See, I'll start casting heals as Yukari so I can boost hers some more, even though nobody really needs to be healed. But you gotta do it. Since the enemies are distressed, they'll be a lot easier to get crits on. So we're gonna... Actually, I'm gonna heal with Yukari again, even though nobody needs to be healed.
Thanks. That was close. Give him hell.
Alright. His Theurgy gauge is now maxed. Oh, Yukari's is ready to go too. So I'll showcase Yukari's. So yeah, she has 2 Cyclone Arrow, which does severe wind damage to one foe while ignoring resistances, and she also has Tranquility, which makes it so the next magic attack will deal double damage for all allies. We're going to get Akihiko's, which requires you to buff yourself. Even if you don't need to buff yourself, you need to buff yourself if you want his Theurgy. That's just what you gotta do. This one. I'm doing the cooler ones to encourage you guys to want to get them. Alright, so for Ken, his SP has to be less than half. So we're gonna have to like waste. We're gonna have to waste SP. It may take a while for him, especially since his character, his combat characteristic gives him SP back every turn. So it's kind of counterproductive for what he needs to do. So for Mitsuru, she has to either debuff or hit the enemy with ailments. So that's what we're gonna do to boost the gauge up. And for Aigis, she has to hit enemies with physical attacks. His SP back pretty much. So his combat characteristic makes his Theurgy requirements kind of counterproductive. But Mitsuru and Aigis should have no problem reaching theirs. Well, if the enemy's already debuffed or hit with an ailment, it can be a bit harder for Mitsuru to build up her Theurgy gauge. Well, you can keep debuffing the enemy, but you know, it's like you have to waste turns doing it. Yeah, as you can see for Ken, like at the beginning of the game, it's a lot easier for Ken to get his Theurgy gauge, but because of things that happen later in the game, potentially if you spend time with him, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So for Yukari, or not for Yukari, for Mitsuru, we're gonna debuff the enemy again. And Aigis is ready to go. So we'll do hers, Orgia mode. I probably should have showcased her second one. Her second Theurgy is probably the coolest Theurgy in the whole game. Alright, I'll just have to use Heat Riser, so you can drain the SP as fast as we can. Alright, Mitsuru's still not ready to go, but this should do it. No, it's still not enough. Alright, I'll cast Heat Riser again. Yeah, it's looking like we're just gonna have to spam Heat Riser. Alright, Mitsuru's ready to go. Alright, Ken is almost ready to go. Alright, there we go. We're good to go. Alright, Koromaru's ready to go. Alright, oh, Fuuka's Theurgy is also ready to go too, so I'll showcase hers. Hers goes up faster when you scan the enemy, which I did not do at all. But pretty much her Theurgy is kind of situational. It depends on what's going on with your party. Like, let's say my HP and SP are low, you'd get those back. If your HP and SP are fine, and you don't have buffs, you'd probably get buffs. If you have buffs, yeah, she'll probably give you Concentrate and Charge. So let's showcase Koromaru's Theurgy now.
Enemy eliminated.
One thing you can do before going to Tartarus is you can talk to this fortune teller, and she actually has a fortune that will let you increase your Theurgy gauge faster. So you can pay 5,000 yen for that. That was how to boost each party member's Theurgy gauge optimally. I hope that helped some of you guys out that needed the help. I'm probably streaming today. I beat the game last night, and we're working on the 100% social link run. So make sure you come through, say thanks, whatever it is, say hi, whatever you want to say. I appreciate you stopping by to watch this video. Anyways, it's KD3. See you later.